Welcome to the Award of Change. Please welcome your host, Dina.
Good evening, welcome. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the second annual Axel Springer Award for Change show. We are thrilled to have you here tonight. One more round of applause, please. Hello, everybody. I am Dina, Change Manager at Idealo, and I feel honored to be the host of this year's show for the Award for Change, a peer-to-peer award since 2021. This award celebrates ESG holistically. Success stories, ESG, exactly. Success stories in environmental, social, and governance areas drive our sustainable future and growth. The Axel Springer Group values and wishes to safeguard topics related to ESG. And through this award, we recognize and we encourage positive change stemming from within. This year alone, we received over 90 nominations. We see them right here, which shows a we see them in a second, there you go, which shows a very high internal engagement from our colleagues around the world. Thank you all for your submissions. Another round of applause, please. It's very exciting and inspiring to see our dear colleagues thrive and create a more sustainable, equitable, diverse, inclusive, and change-driven environment. And in this spirit, let's listen to a message from Axel Springer CEO Matthias Döpfner.
Hi, everybody. Unfortunately, I cannot be with you today for the Award for Change, but I think it's great that we do this and that you have participated so actively. Change is truly one of the most important success factors, and particularly for a company like Axel Springer in this time of very fundamental change, we need good ideas. And you came up with some very bold and truly innovative thoughts and ideas, and I think that's great. And my only wish, may the best ideas win. Have a wonderful award ceremony.
I can only agree with Matthias and want to remind us all that this award is about supporting and making efforts within the group visible. Positive change enables us all to win as a group and makes us a team. Now, with no further delay, let the Award for Change show officially begin. As most of you might already know, tonight we will award people and initiatives whose work was highlighted by their colleagues under the following 6 categories. We will look at the D&I champion, the climate champion, we have the climate leader, the D&I leader, we have the journalistic piece of the year, and the product of the year. The first category is the D&I champion. The finalists are fellow employees or colleagues who promote change that improves the work experience of others and who embody the values of diversity and inclusion in their daily work. Now, before I reveal the finalists, I'd like to politely ask you to save your applause for after I have mentioned all of them. So, the 5 finalists in this category are the following. Oops, Laura, maybe you could help me with the finalists. Yes, there we go. We have Alan Juan from Aviv Meilleurs Agents. No. No, this is not Eileen Willig. Let me check. Eileen Willig. I'm sorry, I will find it in a second. No, I don't have them with me. I don't have them with me, but let's look at the finalists and then we can call the category moderator. Okay, let's do it like that, Catherine. Okay, let's hear Eileen Willig. She's the first nominee. Let's have the second one, please. The second one is Isaac Yoppis. And we have the third one, please. That is Tracy Davis. And number 4, we have Mimouna Madawi, and number 5 is, let's have a look. That is Gabby Perino. So these 5 are our finalists. Let's have a big round of applause, please, everybody. For this next category, I will not be on stage alone, so I'm now going to invite the category moderator to help me out on stage with the first category award winner. So let's find out. I'm going to invite Niklas to stage. Please, a big round of applause. Niklas, I'm happy to have you here with me. You are one of the coordinators of the employee resource group, Queerseite. In which ways do you think that we benefit from more diverse and inclusive working environments?
Yeah. First of all, hello everyone. Thank you to have me. For me, a diverse and inclusive work is like, it brings so much to a company and so much value, not only to individual employee, but to this entire organization. And when I see to Axel Springer, it's not just about the representation, it's about bringing this safe place, bringing this place when people can feel free to be themselves, like free to be authentic at work. And it's so important to bring creativity, to bring innovation, and we need that every like modern company needs that like to go forward.
Thank you. Let's have a round of applause, please. That's very important. Great point. Thank you, Niklas. Now, tell us, who is this year's D&I champion, please?
Yeah, my favorite part. So, the award winner this year for D&I champions goes to Mimouna Madawi. Unfortunately, Mimouna cannot attend tonight, but she provided us a statement that we are going to show now.
On she, her, I look after social impact of product and technology at the Stepstone Group. Thank you to everyone who voted. Thank you for your trust, your support. It means a lot to me and I appreciate you taking the time to tick that box on the form. I want to give a massive shout out to Axel Springer colleagues Aline and Gabby, also shortlisted this year, and of course to Isaac and Tracy, my fellow Stepstone nominees. You're both inspirations for everyone at the Stepstone Group, myself included, and I really want to share this recognition with you all. I'd like to recognize also and thank every member of the Champions of Accessibility Network, which I've been very proud to lead in the last 2 years, and members of our other 6 employee resource groups at Stepstone. We've got there a bunch of amazing colleagues and communities that have been growing ever since we started in 2020. Setting up and running our ERGs has not always been easy, but we built something we can all take a lot of pride in. And together we've navigated through tough times within our organizations and also within the world. And thankfully over the years, we've learned that we had one another to rely on, get support from, and sometimes just have a bit of a cry with, really. Big thanks to also everyone getting involved and demonstrating allyship. It means a lot, and we need more allies, or accomplices, as disability advocate Emily Lardo calls them, so that progress can truly happen. And to everyone going through tough times, being invalidated, being discriminated, know that we see you and we appreciate you. I look forward to championing inclusion until we all belong, and I hope many more join me, my colleagues and my friends, in that mission. Thank you again.
So congratulations to Mimouna. We are really extremely happy for her. And I wish you all the rest, for the rest of the evening, a very nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Niklas. Another round of applause, please. Thank you, Niklas. And congratulations, Mimouna. The second category of the night is the Climate Champion. Similar to the previous category, the Climate Champion Award celebrates the finalists' outstanding contributions to their company's climate journey. Now, let us take the time to look at the finalists in a little bit nicer, closer way. Let's have a look. Okay, 5 finalists. And again, before I reveal the finalists, please, I would like to politely ask you to save your applause for after. Now we start with Alan Juan from Aviv Meyer-Sargent, who was nominated because he actively reduces his carbon footprint when commuting and by implementing energy-saving practices. Alan is dedicated to optimizing resources, eliminating unnecessary code, and process waste in engineering workflows. Second is Christine Kyle from the Build Group, was nominated because she managed to ensure that all Build Group products, both in print and digital form, are certified as climate neutral. She established and leads green teams at the Berlin and Hamburg sites. Then we have Fares Berke from Dyn Media, was nominated because his pioneering green broadcasting initiative integrates sustainability in the broadcast production at Dyn. Fares managed to maximize resource efficiency in both live and post-production settings of these sustainable systems. And then we have Jacqueline Ziop, was nominated because she's been organizing team efforts to clean various parks and areas around Berlin for several years, encouraging colleagues to confront environmental pollution. Beyond cleaning up local spaces, she's fostered a culture of environmental responsibility within the organization. And last but not least, we have Santiago Velez from Idealo, was nominated because they facilitate networking opportunities for an environmentally conscious community, connecting employees who share the same concerns. Santiago ensures that the Green Team serves as a dynamic platform for discussing, learning about, and addressing climate issues. A big applause for these 5 finalists, please. And now I would like to invite Julia Horn-Hoya on stage, Axel Springer Sustainability team member, to highlight this category and announce this year's climate champion. Julia, join me on stage. Hi, good to have you with me. Good to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we thank you for finding the time to join us tonight. Now, Julia, as a sustainability manager, why do you think that climate action is relevant to Axel Springer?
Well, sustainability is key to our future success, and it reflects our responsibility as a global company. And especially as a media company, Axel Springer has the power to influence people and to create awareness, and I think we should use that power.
Yes, that's exactly it. Let's give this a round of applause. I like that. I like that. That's why we award such initiatives. Now, please tell us, who is the climate champion of 2024?
Well, let me look for the envelope. Well, in this category, the award goes to 2 finalists. Both Christine Keil and Jacqueline Ziop are our designated climate champions.
How lovely. Hi, congratulations. Let's take a picture first.
Okay,
wait,
in the middle.
this is Christine.
Yours.
Yeah. Congratulations. Join us.
Yeah, congrats.
Let's take a photo. Let's take a photo first. Congratulations. Another round of applause, please. Thank you.
So let me ask you a question, Christine. Why do you think it is important to ensure that all Build Group products are certified as climate neutral?
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, I think it's important because, first of all, our build products, and I mean not only build products, but also our weld products, if print or digital doesn't matter, they have such a huge reach, so that definitely causes an impact if other companies and media houses in the industry see that our products are carbon neutral.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's honestly inspiring to see how you prioritize sustainability within your work.
Thank you.
And now, Jacqueline, how did you come up with the idea to establish these cleanup sessions, and was it easy to persuade your colleagues to join?
For 3 years we started working with this idea, and we do cleanups several times a year. And actually, it's not that easy to that. Sometimes the weather is not that nice, so the people doesn't like to clean up the parks. But for me, it's something very special. I like that the people come together. We do something for our environment, and we do networking, exchange ideas, come together. And when we do these cleanups, they are not only open for media impact, they are also open for the whole Axel Springer family. So it's nice, so I like it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And
yeah, well, thank you to both of you for being such role models in Axel Springer. And congrats, I hope you can enjoy the trophy. And yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Another round of applause, please. Danke, Laura. Congratulations to Christine, congratulations to Jacqueline, and thank you, Julia. Dear all, we are now moving to the third category. We have the Climate Leader Award. This award celebrates people with personnel responsibility. In all their decisions and responsibilities, they commit to climate action. They serve as role models for their team and business unit by working towards a climate-neutral workplace and by holding others accountable for climate action. This description fits perfectly our next 5 finalists. Let's have a look. We have Fabian Süße from Sales Impact was nominated because he spearheaded the implementation of a photovoltaic system on the roof of Sales Impact that satisfies the daytime electricity needs and contributes to the Hamburg power grid. He's also initiated a collaboration with Place 4 Bees, leading to the production of branded honey. Secondly, we have Josefine Prewitz from Idealo, my dear colleague right in front of me, was nominated because she transformed customer purchasing habits by emphasizing local offers and integrating used goods into the Idealo inventory, which have now become permanent and valued components of the Idealo marketplace. Thirdly, we have Ronak Amadlou from Aviv was nominated because she's educating her team and collaborating with leadership to address and improve the company's carbon footprint. This has led to the establishment of an aspirational OKR focused on sustainability education and practices. And fourthly, we have Stefan Fricke from Axel Springer Holding was nominated because he critically oversaw the environmental effects of printing plates and inks and conducted thorough research into how the European Union Device Regulation, the EUDR, influences business operations. And last but not least, we have Verena Göttel from Dyn Media. Under Verena's leadership, the production of the new sports channel Dyn was established, achieving the company's sustainability goals in just 8 months. This resulted in a 90% reduction in CO2 emissions compared to traditional TV production methods. A big round of applause for these 5 finalists, please. For this category, I would now like to invite Markus Mauermann, head of the Global Sustainability team of the Axel Springer Group, to stage. Markus, please join me on stage. Hallo Markus, schön, dass du da bist.
Oh.
Hallo. So, Markus, let me ask you, which qualities do you believe transform a person in a leading position into a role model?
Thanks. Such great nominees, I must say, and I'm sure what I'm about to say will be true for all of them. So, to be an inspiring leader, you need to create trust. And trust comes if you're on the one hand competent and on the other hand warm. Competent means that you need to know your stuff around all those complex environmental issues. Warmth means that you have to listen more than you talk, to really care about your colleagues. And yes, I'm sure that the awardee has both of those qualities.
Markus, let's find out who is this year's climate leader. Let's find out. Open the envelope, everybody.
I'm happily doing so. let's go over here and get into this envelope. So this, the award for this year's Climate Leaders goes to Ronak Amadlu. Now Ronak will join us virtually, so let's get her up on the screen. Ronak, there you are. Hi.
Hi, good evening. Thank you. Thank you very much to my colleagues, to the ESG board for this recognition. It's a real honor, and thank you to my team, without whom it wouldn't have been possible either. I'm very much touched. I'm very sorry I couldn't be there in person. I couldn't travel by train at this time, and it just didn't make sense to hop on a plane to receive an award as a climate leader. So I'm very grateful that I got the opportunity to join virtually.
A role model in every sense. It's very funny. It's very funny to see you in this setup. You're probably 5 meters tall, if I would draw out the entire figure. And
different from reality, because I'm short for anyone who hasn't met me. So.
And we've seen virtually a few times, 2022 the first time. Well, I have a question for you. Hundreds of sustainability managers struggle with one thing that you have managed, and that's to ignite passion within the top management team for sustainability. How did you do it? What's your secret sauce?
Well, I would first say that this is not a one-time exercise. Messages can very easily be diluted in everyday imperatives. So it's definitely about persistence, and I would even say compassionate persistence. As you mentioned, Marcus, you need to be engaging with people and taking them with you. So it's more about, how do you do that and at the same time are firm in your messaging. And then the approach that has been useful for me contains 3 layers. And the first one is actually what you mentioned, is about building credibility and trust on the topics that you're covering. So I make sure to always back everything up with data and research, and I make sure to stay updated with what's going on in terms of the science and the regulation. The second layer is where I would spark interest, and that would be about demonstrating the business opportunities, because they are our future, and they are plenty and ready to be taken on, and businesses do have a responsibility to address those challenges today for sure. And the third layer would be where you spark passion, and in my opinion that can only be done through the heart and through human connection. So I try to relate to the person I'm speaking to, whether it's an executive or anyone else, and I truly believe that if we find our way back to that connection, to ourselves and to each other, we would realize we're all part of this one system Earth, and in my opinion that would be the biggest spark to ignite massive action to preserve it. So that would be my little key, I would say, maybe the secret ingredient. But it's an everyday, it's a work in progress. It's never a done deal. So yeah.
Oh, she's away. Cool. So I did agree with everything she said, and I'm happy that Ronak got this award. There you are again. So I'm having this trophy. I can't beam it to you, but we will send it to you and enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening.
Bye-bye.
Moving on. Thank you, Marcus. Moving on to the next category of the evening. We encounter a similar award honoring this year's D&I leader. This award celebrates leaders who commit to D&I in all their decisions and responsibilities, who serve as role models by calling for an inclusive work environment, and who hold others accountable for D&I action. As all finalists in all categories, our D&I leader finalists have done some very inspiring work this year, and I feel honored to introduce them properly right now. First one, we have Eugen Buika from Aviv. Was nominated because he elevated the educational level on D&I topics through a scientific lens by delivering high-quality workshops and content. Eugen connects diverse groups, ensuring all voices are heard and valued. Secondly, we have Evelina Rodek, was nominated because she has introduced the concept of persons of trust among employees in the Polish market. This enhances team commitment since these individuals support colleagues in handling and responding to workplace concerns before something is wrong. Evelina Rodek. Thirdly, we have Marie-Louise Moosbrugger from NMT. Whether in print, digital, TV, editorial, or publishing management, Marie skillfully coordinates a diverse workforce with differing backgrounds and goals. Under her guidance, employees feel empowered, secure, and more engaged in their roles. Fourthly, we have Natalie Madelon from the Stepstone Group. Was nominated because in her role as Chief Human Resources Officer, she empowered her ESG team to realize a comprehensive global employee demographic survey and an inclusive global family leave policy. This enhanced employee engagement and positioned her organization as a leader in equity across its operations. And last, but not least, we have Raj Lal from the Stepstone Group. He was nominated because he's established ERG networks in the UK and is the executive sponsor for the Race Equality Network at Stepstone. His advocacy goes beyond mere support and through practical involvement, such as spearheading task forces and mentoring. A big round of applause for these 5 finalists, please. And for this category now on stage, I would like to invite Katie Protano, the Senior Manager, Global Diversity and Inclusion. Katie, please join me on stage. A big round of applause. Hi, Katie. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be part of this year's awards and to be able to announce this year's D&I leader.
Thank you for being here with us. Let me ask you, in which ways do you believe that diversity can be strategically advantageous?
Before I answer, let me say, Marcus, thanks for setting a great example. These are all great nominees who I think would be very worthy of this trophy. But I think it's a simple question. Let me start from the back. As humans, we're not perfect. We make mistakes. And we especially can't understand the experiences of others that we ourselves do not live. And so when we think about diversity and bringing it into the organization, we really need to focus on building those teams so the people with those experiences can reach out to those audiences to build products for those people who have different sort of expectations, different needs. And with that, we'll be able to also help our employees within the organization.
Okay, I certainly agree with you, Katie. But now, please, don't leave us wondering, who is this year's D&I leader?
I'm curious. Let's find out. So, can I get a drum roll, please? Maybe with your feet, your hands. Okay. So this year's D&I leader is Natalie Madelon. So unfortunately, Natalie couldn't be with us here in person, but she also is here virtually, so let's bring her up. There she is. Hi, congratulations, Natalie. I'm personally thrilled. I'm thrilled to see you recognized for your role as Chief Human Resource Officer in spearheading and sponsoring the integration of your D&I strategy into the foundations of the Stepstone Group and the overall people strategy. And one of the many achievements you and your team have had this year is launching an inclusive global leave policy. Can you tell me how it fits into the overall D&I philosophy at Stepstone Group?
Absolutely. So first of all, I just, on behalf of the rest of the nominees and the Stepstone Group, I just wanted to thank everyone for their efforts. This is such an exciting award to have, and I'm quite ambivalent about this leader title because it really is a team effort. At the Stepstone Group, we believe that DE&I needs to be integrated into the DNA of the organization. And we have 3 simple promises. We need to mirror the markets that we serve in our hiring practices. We need to create an environment that is free of unconscious bias for our policies and processes, and we want to create an environment that fosters psychological safety. When we reviewed our family leave policy, it was such a great example to put these promises to life because as we looked across our geographies, we noticed that there was inequity in the access the different family types had to family leave, especially in geographies that didn't recognize same-sex partnerships. And we wanted to make sure that this policy would be applicable to all. However families are created, in whatever partnership type is applicable to you, you are eligible for the same thing. And then equally, we wanted to ensure that people in geographies that don't tend to have traditionally long periods of time allowed to spend with children, that we create minimum expectations. So a minimum length of time that we believe, regardless of what is industry norm in that particular country, we would apply as the Stepstone Group. Together, I think it's such a great example that every time we have these decisions to make, we need to think inclusively, we need to think broadly, and we need to think holistically across all of our geographies.
I absolutely agree. So thank you so much for finding a way to be here with us tonight, Natalie. We'll be shipping the trophy over to you so you can place it in your home. But we will see you soon, and thank you again.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Natalie, and thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. And now, before we proceed with the two last award categories, I would like to introduce to you our keynote speaker. She is Antje Schipman, co-founder and managing director of the Freedom Foundation. The Freedom Foundation is a young, not even 2 years old, non-profit organization under the roof of Axel Springer, dedicated to supporting democratic dissidents in their fight against authoritarian regimes. Before Antje joins me virtually, let's take a look at some of the work of the Freedom Foundation.
The defense of freedom is the crucial struggle of our times. All over the world, people demand democracy, their human rights, a life in dignity. Autocrats and dictators are forming new alliances, brutally repressing dissent in their countries and worldwide. The Axel Springer Freedom Foundation was launched to support the courageous people who stand against authoritarianism, who risk their lives for freedom. The work of the Freedom Foundation is deeply rooted in Axel Springer's history. The company's founder supported political dissidents, prisoners, and refugees throughout his life. His publishing house's headquarters stood right next to the deadly Berlin Wall, where soldiers patrolled and shot anyone who tried to escape the authoritarian Stasi regime. Today, only remnants of the wall are a reminder of the GDR regime's brutality. They are also a reminder of its end, giving hope to the people who still struggle against tyranny and for their rights.
Dear audience, please welcome Antje Schipman. Hello, Antje. Hello. Can you hear and see us well?
Yes. Hi. Thank you so much for having me at this impressive ceremony.
The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. It's really an honor to speak among such champions for change here at Axel Springer. And today I want to talk about a fundamental connection that often gets overlooked: the link between the challenges tackled by ESG and the global fight against autocracy. From climate change to gender equality to corruption and forced labor, if we truly want to progress in these areas, we must also be concerned by the rise of autocracy as a major contributing factor. Today, more than 70% of the world's population live under autocratic rule, and the total number actually rose from 3.1 to 5.7 billion people who are deprived of their rights in the past 12 years. So autocracy is clearly on the offense, and to counter this development and to support pro-democracy dissidents in dictatorships, we started the Axel Springer Freedom Foundation. And our work is based on 3 key pillars. First, advocacy, making sure that the voices of democratic dissidents are heard by the people in power who too often only listen to the regime's lobbyists. Second, direct aid. So to give you an example, maybe you have heard of the Award for Courage that we give out every year, which is endowed with 50,000 euros and which was given last year to secret underground schools for girls in Afghanistan. And third, public events and installations to make visible what dictators want to erase. Which brings me to my last point, the new China is Not Far exhibition. You might have seen it on the Axel Springer forecourt when you came in today, and if not, I encourage you to take a look. The exhibition focuses on the historic mass movement for democracy in China in 1989, the massacre that ended it, and the repercussions around the world. On top of the 3 exhibition containers on our forecourt, we are proud to display a replica of the iconic Goddess of Democracy. The original goddess was built by art students in Beijing in 1989 and destroyed by tanks when the army came in to crush the peaceful demonstrations, killing hundreds, if not thousands. The goddess resembles Statue of Liberty, but she holds the flame with both hands because it's more difficult to carry freedom into a dictatorship. So I want to finish here with a call to action. Just as the fight against climate change gained broad global momentum over the past 30 years, we must find the same sense of urgency for the fight against autocracy. And to quote the famous Iranian women's rights activist Mahsa Alinejad, who's also a member of our advisory board, if we don't end dictatorships, dictatorships will end us. So let's work together to form a global alliance against autocracy and bring democracy and human rights in the offense again. Thank you.
Great call to action. Thank you, Antje Schippmann. Thank you for explaining to us the Freedom Foundation. Thank you so much. Another round of applause, please. Bye-bye, Antje. All right, dear all, the first categories were about people who drive change. And now, moving forward, the last 2 are about how change can drive our business. With our D&I or Climate Journalistic Piece of the Year, we recognize journalistic efforts which actively engage with climate change, diversity, and inclusion. This award praises credible reporting that raises awareness. For your information, the nominated pieces could be in any journalistic format, from an article to a documentary to a podcast. Please remember to applaud after the last nomination. And our finalists are Mind Stories from Axel Springer Academy. Let's have a look. Number 1 was nominated as a mental health initiative, which marked Mind Stories as a significant player in mental health journalism. Its focus on perspectives from various cultural and social backgrounds makes mental health topics more relatable and comprehensible. Secondly, Iran will pay for gender transition surgery, but it comes at a cost. Your Dignity from Business Insider, we have it right here, was nominated because it examines the paradox of gender transition surgeries in Iran, where the state funds these procedures despite criminalizing homosexuality. It reveals poorly executed surgeries, coercion, and fears of societal violence. To bring all this to light required over a year of investigations and interviews with doctors, activists, and transgender individuals. This work sheds light on the difficult choice between safety and dignity in Iran's complex societal landscape. Thirdly, we have scientists want to pump carbon into a hole at the bottom of the ocean in a $60 million pilot project to help stop climate change from Business Insider. Was nominated for its in-depth exploration of climate change and innovative carbon sequestration methods in oceanic voids. It makes complex science accessible to a general audience through expert interviews, detailed maps, and engaging imagery. This piece highlights the urgency of climate challenges while showcasing promising scientific solutions for everyday readers. Fourthly, we have The Forbes Women podcast from RASP was nominated of its focus on the Polish Forbes Women podcast, which advocates for gender equality and amplifies women's voices in male-dominated fields. In response to the 2020 Global Media Monitoring Project, finding that women represent only 20 to 30% of media voices, the podcast features female leaders in business, politics, and economics. And last but not least, we have campaign and articles on parental equality, which transfers to equality at work from RASP, we see it right there, in collaboration with the Share the Care Foundation. Axel Springer Poland has advanced gender equality at home and work through various campaigns and contents. Initiatives like Equal at Home, Equal at Work, and Proud to be a Working Mom addressed the motherhood penalty and unequal parental roles. These efforts boosted paternal leave uptake from 1 to 7%. A round of applause for these finalists, please. For this category, I would now like to invite Miriam Krekel, Director of the Journalism School within the Axel Springer Academy, to the stage. Miriam has almost 20 years experience in journalism and has worked as Editor-in-Chief for Bild and BZ. Miriam, please join me on stage. Hallo Miriam, wie schön dich wiederzusehen. Hallo.
Yeah, thanks for having me, especially in this very nice category.
Miriam, I'm happy to have you here. How do you think that journalism focused on raising awareness contributes to ESG progress?
That's actually a really interesting question, because we always discuss this important difference between activism and journalism. And I think the role of journalism is to uncover facts, raise awareness, and hold powerful stakeholders accountable in stories that educate and inspire, create a momentum for change, I think. For example, by shedding light on injustice, highlighting solutions, or just sparking public debate. So what we always teach our students is that good journalism does inform, but it can also empower people to act.
That is so true. Let's hear a round of applause for that, please. Thank you, Miriam. Very true. Great point. I agree with that statement. I think now we are all very curious to find out which is the awarded piece. Let us know,
Let's
Miriam.
Go. Yes. So, the journalistic piece of the year is Iran will pay for gender transition surgery, but it comes at a cost, your dignity. I love the name. So, Joshua Nelken Sitzer and Ida Ray Hani, please join us on stage. Where's it? Yes, first of all, congratulations. Congratulations. That's yours? Thank you so much. So, I have a question for you, or maybe two. Yeah.
I'm already a little bit emotional, actually.
Oh.
I do come from Iran, and I always say, being an Iranian, you're always on the verge of tears. So, I am. And
I think we do understand.
Yes.
Yes.
But first of all, I wanted to thank you, everyone who voted for us. That means a lot, and it's great to be here. It's an amazing ceremony, and I wanted to give a shout out to everybody who was here and all of the other great nominees. A special shout out to Joshua, who brought me on board for this, and to all of the brave sources who talked to us for this story. Yes.
Thank you so much. So, would you like to tell us a little bit about how did you come up with the idea for this story?
Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's been a really, really long process. I think I first pitched the idea 3 years ago, and it's kind of been an incremental process of getting there. I think there was reporting years and years ago about how Iran had a very high number of gender-affirming surgeries, compared to everywhere else in the world, which seemed unusual given all that we hear about how terrible things are for the LGBTQ plus communities there. So we felt that it needed some investigation, which, was hard to find the sources. It was an emotional project as well, but I really hope that we've done some good with it.
Oh, you did. You really did. Thank you so much. And I can imagine it was always also not so easy to publish the story. So you want to tell us about that?
Of course, Joshua may know better about this, but as we try to get the story to be published, it was a long process. It was a lot of double checking with the sources, with the editors, and also internally, of course, to take it across, actually. So it took a long time, but Joshua fought for it really hard. Other editors who cannot be here, of course, they also fought for it really hard. Maybe Joshua can say more.
And I would like to say as well that this story would not have been possible without the bravery of our sources, many of whom went on the record using their full names, which put them at personal risk, and their courage is inspiring. And if I may have a little bit of time, we have a message from one of our sources, which they would like you to hear. I have to get my phone out. I didn't write it out, I'm afraid. So this is from Raha Ajudani, who is a trans woman from Iran who was held in prison there but is now living in Germany. And she says, "Despite the threats and dangers, I decided to speak openly with Joshua and Ida from within Iran under my own name about the oppression, discrimination and violence that Iran inflicts on transgender individuals. I wanted to make you aware of the suffering, discrimination and violence that transgender people face from both society and from Iran. And I hope that you won't remain indifferent to it."
Thank you so much. Now you see us emotional too. Thank you for sharing this with us, and thank you for being so brave.
Thank you, Joshua, Ida, and Miriam. Thank you so much. Another round of applause. Thank you. Danke, Laura. I am so excited to announce our final category for tonight, which recognizes innovative tech products from Axel Springer units that address socio-ecological issues. They have a positive impact on industry, climate change, and diversity, while empowering customers to positively impact their lives and communities. Such products could be an add-on to an existing product, a tech product, a newsletter, a website, or software. For the D&I or Climate Product of the Year, the race was again very, very close, and that is why we decided to award 2 of the following finalists. First up, you already see the customer engagement study from the Stepstone Group was nominated due to its innovative approach of linking feedback collection with environmental sustainability by planting 1 tree for each piece of feedback. It boosted participation and contributed to planting over 10,000 trees in Kenya. Secondly, we have the Accessibility Lab from the Stepstone Group, was nominated for fostering awareness and empathy around disabilities in the workplace. Through guided simulations, employees gain insights into accessibility challenges. The lab, developed by the Champions of Accessibility Network, encourages open discussions and empowers employees to embrace diversity in both professional and personal settings. Next up, we have the Queer Build on Instagram and Facebook from Build. Was nominated for its role in driving digital growth and promoting LGBTQ+ awareness. With content created by the entire, there we have it, editorial team, it covers diverse topics from LGBTQ+ figures to human rights issues. And fourthly, we have the EM campaign from Build, tied to the 2024 European Soccer Tournament, was nominated for its integration of diversity and inclusion into its PR strategy. Featuring individuals from diverse backgrounds, the campaign celebrates unity through song and visual content. And last but not least, we have Green Media Campaigns from RASP, was nominated for its innovative approach in reducing the carbon footprint of digital media. By partnering with an independent provider, the company accurately maps emissions across media channels. As Poland's largest media group, it educates millions on sustainability and leads the industry by disclosing carbon footprints on client invoices, promoting eco-conscious advertising. Now, please give a round of applause for the last finalist of tonight's show. And for this category, I would now like to invite Misha Zander, Senior Vice President, Strategy and Operations ESG, to join me on stage. Dear Misha, please join me on stage. A round of applause. Hallo Misha, wie schön dich wiederzusehen.
Hallo.
Hallo.
Hi.
Welcome, Misha. Welcome on stage. All right, you will now shed some light on what is the reasoning behind awarding such products. How do they contribute to the ESG vision of Axel Springer?
First of all, thank you for inviting me on stage, Dina. The product category is very valuable from a strategic point of view. By incorporating ESG elements into our products, we have a direct impact on society and the environment. Plus, it has a business impact for the units, so win-win, so to say. The nominations in ESG and product category embody just that, and I would like to thank the teams behind these ideas. And now, since we're all waiting for this moment, let me announce this year's receivers of the Award for Change in the product category. These are the Accessibility Lab from the Stepstone Group and the Green Media Campaigns from Ringier Axel Springer Poland. Congratulations to the teams behind them, Anna Białkowska from the RAS Green Media Campaigns and Ryan Terry from Stepstone. Please come join me on stage.
Congratulations. I'm going to hand over the microphone already. Congratulations. Welcome on stage.
Hello. Congratulations.
Let's take a picture first. Let me take the microphone one more time. Okay, let's take a picture. Come together.
Yeah. Perfect. So welcome and congratulations again. Anna, let me ask you, why is mapping emissions across media channels important for fulfilling the ESG vision of RASP?
One of the most important issues in context of ESG for media campaigns, for media business, is electricity and therefore the carbon emissions. So we started cooperation with Scope 3. But what I want to start with is to first of all congratulate all the nominees in all the categories. It's so uplifting to see, to hear all the actions that you are doing here. It's really great. So congratulations to all of you. You're doing a great job. Thank you. And coming back to the carbon footprint, we are the first editor in Poland who not only calculates the carbon footprint, but also gives the exact number on the invoice. And I didn't really expect our project to win, so I'm really happy to be here. And but I shouldn't be alone. I should be with my colleagues who do understand how it really works, the technicals. It's not easy, so I shouldn't be here by myself. And I also want to thank the management board who gave us green light for the project. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen without their support and consent.
Perfect. Thank you, Anna. Yeah, give it a round of applause. Rayan, as Director of ESG at the Stepstone Group, you are accepting the award on behalf of the team behind the Accessibility Lab. Can you tell us what is something that you yourself learned from this initiative?
First, before I get into that, again, congratulations, and congratulations to everyone who's nominated for this category. But today, this is an incredible event year over year, so thank you. I think the number one thing that I learned was how curious employees are to learn more how to do good in the world. I sent Mim, who's ultimately the winner, I said her, she was like, I'm gonna get 40 people. And I was like, I bet we can get 50. And then 250 later across 5 countries, we smashed it. But I think what I learned was how much our employees are craving learning more.
Yeah.
And what I learned was just how many people with disabilities are, they're doing the same things I'm doing, but I didn't notice before then. So very eye-opening.
So thank you very much, Rain. Thank you, Anna. And by the way, I encourage everyone else from the other units here to have a look at the work RASP and Stepstone have done, because I know that many of you are facing the same challenges, and I think it's great that we can learn from each other. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Products that will contribute to our progress in the climate and D&I journey. And now, Dina, before I pass the moderation back to you, there's one last thing I want to draw our audience's attention to. That is our monthly ESG newsletter. ESG topics, of course, are not only relevant on an award day like today, they're present in our daily lives. And through our newsletter, you can always be up to date with all ESG developments at Axel Springer, and particularly in our units. And behind me, you can see the QR code to subscribe to our ESG newsletter. And while I slowly will leave the stage, please everyone take a moment to register right now. Thank you very much.
Everybody get out the mobile phones. Let's scan the QR code. Let's wait a second and let's scan the QR code for the newsletter. Let's hold on, Misha. Please stay with me on stage. This is the moment that we take some time for. Everybody, please scan the QR code. And there we go. Misha, round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. What an inspiring evening this has been. So many thank yous and so much to take away from it. Please do not leave us yet. I'm going to invite some people on stage and then make a final announcement which will interest you all. So a huge thank you goes to, please come join me on stage to capture this beautiful moment. Not only the awardees, but also all finalists. Everybody, grab your trophies. Finalists, awardees, come on stage and join me right here, right now. Josefina. Everybody join me. A round of applause, please. There we go. Bring your trophies. Join me on stage. I'm happy to have you up here. Come to the center. Everybody join me. Let's take a picture together. Awardees and finalists. Everybody who is here, join me on stage. Finalists and awardees, join us. Thank you. Come up. Thank you. Let's take a nice picture together, everybody. We will wait for you. Please come join. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's take a picture. Beautiful. I think that's all. Yes, yes. Okay, this is the central camera. Yes, congratulations. There we go. Bravo. And now, hold up. Stay with me for a little longer. Now, I would like to invite on stage as well all my dear category moderators, the ESG board, and the project team behind the award. An applause, please. Join me on stage. My dear category moderators, join me, ESG board and the project team. Katarina, join me on stage. Felix, come on up here. So good to see you. Niklas, come join me on stage. You go in front. Let's join me. Let's come a little bit closer together. Come join us here. Join us. Let's come closer. Marcos, let's come closer. Yes, everybody, let's take pictures. Come closer, don't be shy. A round of applause, please. Project team, everybody here. Yeah. Spread out. Yeah. Let's take a big picture. Okay, one shoulder, this one. Okay, left shoulder to the front. Niels is asking, left shoulder to the front. And then we have a final picture together. Okay, left shoulder to the front. Let's look at Niels. Yes. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. It's so nice to have you all up here. Okay. Thank you all for being with us tonight, and most importantly, for making our second annual Award for Change possible. You see what's waiting right here with Laura and Katie. We look forward to honoring you and your colleagues' efforts again next year. The night is just getting started, though. Please join us in the Journalists Club to have a beverage or a snack. Thanks, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of the night. Take care and see you again next year. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Misha. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You deserve the flowers. Let's bring them up here. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Katie. That's very kind. I didn't expect that. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you. What a lovely night.